steps you might need to take to change your spark plugs in an 05 Frontier V6 4.0. First, you definitely have to take off undo your battery cables. Undo that, take your battery out, plus you'll have more room to work with too after you do that. The driver side isn't too bad. You just have to undo your coil packs. There's three of them on this side. You got, I think it's a 10mm bolt on each one you undo, and after you undo them, you just pop and pull them out, and the spark plug's down inside there. I had a problem with the 5/8 spark plug socket. After I'd put the new spark plug on the spark plug socket, and I'd go down there and tighten it and hand tighten it with my hand. When I pulled it out with the extension would slip off. So what I'd end up doing, I put some super glue on the extension, and I put some paper down in the socket where the extension goes into, and I just kind of let it sit there and dry for a little bit, and I didn't have a problem pulling it back out after that. If you do it without the super glue, you'll come across what I did, more than likely. Yeah, this side isn't too bad, just straightforward, these three. Now, the passenger side is a totally different story. So you have one right there at that odd angle, just right there up under the intake manifold. And we have those two right there. They can be got to. You can work around all this stuff and get to them, but in honesty, I've heard people, they said they were able to get to them without taking all that off, but I couldn't do it. So if you're like me, you would have to take all this off, and I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to show you what I had to remove, make it a little bit easier for y'all. Okay, first off, you want to take these bolts off right here, this one and that one. It's a 10mm socket. Go ahead and take these off. Now, after you get these two bolts off right there, this thing actually just pops up. You might not think it does, but it does, because you just gotta pull like hell, because it's so tight on there, because there's a grommet right here that goes onto a bolt right there, up under there, and then there's one like right there. So after, you just gotta pull like crazy. First, pull this way to get this one off, and then pop that one off. Okay, as you see, it's off now. And now you want to start just removing all your air intake. So you want to go ahead and remove this one right here, that one, and then remove this one right here off the throttle body. People said you had to take the throttle body off in a form. It's like Nissan, the Club Frontier, something like that. The guy said he took that off, but you don't have to. Drop my stuff. But yeah, take that and take this one off right here, and this will just help you remove this, and then you gotta undo these right here, that one, and then that one. It's Phillips head or 10mm, either one, whatever you want to use. Now, after you get this off, all this will be open and clear. Now you just want to start removing everything off this, so when you take the bolts off, you can just flip it up. Okay. Also, after you remove all this, there are two bolts. I don't know if you can see them or not. There's one right there, and there's one up under it. It's actually a mounting bracket that's holding this piece down, keeps it from moving. You need to take those two bolts out as well. Alright, I started on my wiring harness first. Back here, there's a bracket where the wiring harness goes onto, and there's two bolts holding it down. There's one right there, and I think there's one, yeah, see that one? There's one right there as well. Take them two off after you're done, pop the wiring harness off of it. Just push that, and it comes right off, whatever. You might need some pliers. Anyways, take that off, and this bracket comes off with it. Then you can remove this tube right here, just remove this, and then remove your wires right here. Remove that. Take this bolt off right here. I think it's a 12, I believe. You take that one off, and it gives you access to the bolts up under that. They're holding the tape down. So you can remove that line. Do not touch this. It does not need to be removed. Go ahead and take this off right here. Do not remove these tubes that are. Do not remove these tubes right here. This one or this one right there. Do not remove those two. Because if you do, water will go everywhere. And yeah, do not remove these tubes right here, because that's your coolant tubes. Do not remove them. See, after you get all this stuff off, make sure you move all your electrical connections, like that right there. That one, for instance. Go ahead and take. Let's see. That's about it, really. Yeah, you don't want to take, unnecessary stuff off. Just remove your wire harness out of the way. Push that back. Just disconnect all tubes and wires connecting to this. Really, you do not have to remove any of this right here, except for this piece right here. All these tubes, they'll end up coming with it. So you should be okay. Like I said, do not remove this right here. Also, this part of the wire harness right here, you'll see it. I couldn't get this off. I didn't know how to do it. I tried pulling it, tugging it. I don't know. Maybe you can get it off. I couldn't. Just, it's up to you. I didn't have to remove it anyways. And after you take all this stuff off, you should then be done. You can go to your bolts. There, just holding this now. After you removed all this, you took this off right here, because you need to take this off to get to a bolt that's down in there. This is blocking. So, let's see. Now you'll have a certain. Let's see. There's one, and there's two right there. 3, 4 right there. This up under this you'll need to take off. 4. There's one down there. If you can, there it goes. There's one right there, and there's another one right there. See that one? It's up under this, and then there is another one at the very end of this somewhere. Anyways, it's somewhere at the very end. Yes, I can't get my phone right there. Check it. But anyways, it's behind this piece right here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts. You need to take out. I think they're all 10 millimeter. These are actually nuts right here. This one and that one over there, they're actually nuts. They just help you align it when you put it back on. After I took them all off, it was pretty hard to pry off, but I just kind of moved it back and forth for a little bit, and then eventually it did pop off. After you do that, you can actually tilt it back. I put a adjustable wrench like on the injector rail, put it like with the bottom of it on that, and I opened the adjustable wrench up to hold the intake up in the valves or in the ports or whatever. So I actually had it kind of leaning kind of like that on top of it. And after you do that, you can easily access your three spark plugs on the passenger side. But it wasn't really hard. It was tedious, very long. Just make sure you reconnect everything. I didn't torque these down to any proper level. Maybe I should have. You can leave your hate mail on the video, whatever. Hate comments, I don't care. But yeah, I didn't torque them down to any specific point. I just kind of, I hand tightened them all, and then I just kind of went in a pattern, like one right there, that one on this side, and then back over here, and then I went to that one. I would just went across from one another until they were pretty tight. Don't over tighten them, you know. Don't crank down on it, because it is aluminum. It will strip. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And after that, you know, you just do your spark plugs and put it back down, tighten everything up, plate, you know, make sure you don't miss anything.